Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Aquaponics World. And today I'm going to be doing a quarter water change out. I'll be grabbing some of this dirty fish water to change out the plant water so that the plants are getting fresh fertilizer each week. I'll be diluting the water so that it's not too much ammonia or nitrate for the plant. And it was on 5/1 that I cleaned the Biomax, I rinsed the Biomax and replaced the carbon pad and cleaned the inside of the canister. So I have a couple more weeks before I do that again. So the first thing I'm going to do, I got my tote here. I am going to go ahead and take some of this dirty fish water for some fertilizer for the plants. And I am going to try to do a little more precise dilution so that I know how much I'm actually giving the plant. Last time I gave it about 1/4 of a gallon of the dirty fish water to 2 gallons of clean water. So this time I am going to just try to do, let's see if I can fill that up a little bit more. I'm going to try to do a 1-to-3 or a 1-to-2 ratio. So we got 1 gallon of the dirty water. And you know, I was thinking I probably don't need this much water for my little tiny roots because my plant's only a couple of weeks old and it was grown from seed. But at the same time, since it's outdoors, we get a lot of evaporation. One thing I don't want to do is run out of water, because I do not water my plants for a week. You know, I don't do anything except for adjust the height on the string so that the plants don't end up in the water as they're growing. But yeah, I'm just gonna grab, I have these full of water back here to replace the water in the fish tank, so I'm just gonna use a couple of gallons of this water. So I'll go ahead and add that to this. And like I said, I'm gonna do, I wanna say a 1-to-3, but I think I'm gonna do a 1-to-2 because I don't want to waste too much of this clean water. I really want to change out the water in my fish tank as much as I can. I almost want to do like a full water change out, as nasty as it looks. I think this time I'm going to fill up both of these 25 gallons fish tanks so that I can do a bit more water change out. Because I did change it up a little bit. I'm trying to leave as much beneficial bacteria as I can in the filter, so the fish tank's getting a little bit nastier. Yeah, that looks fine. So we'll do a 1-to-2 ratio there. And I am gonna add one of these little pellets. Oh, that's my last 2 pellets. I'm gonna have to go get more of these. I'm just gonna add one of those for the micronutrients. And I'm going to go ahead and take this outside and swap out the plant water so that the plant's getting fresh nutrients and fresh water. I don't have any pumps or filters or anything on that water outside for the plants, so got to swap it out, do water changes for the plants as well. Okay, and we are outside here. I got the tablet in here, and I'm really hoping this isn't too much ammonia for them. Like I said, I only did 1/4 of a gallon of the dirty fish water to 2 gallons of clean water last time. This time it's a higher rate of ammonia. It's 1 gallon to 2 gallons, so it's like a lot more. And here is the tote that we had in here, which has a little bit less water as well. So I'm just gonna take this guy out, and he's hanging up from the string right here. I got a little fish hook here that's stuck in the ground, a little stake. So we're just gonna slide that out and slide the other one in. And I'll just pick this up and put the roots back into the water. And as you can see, because I have more water here, because a lot of the water has evaporated, now the stalk of the plant is in the water. And that's what we don't want. We want the roots in the water, the stalk of the plant outside the water. So what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna tighten up this this loop here by pulling on this string. And it's like a slip knot, so I can raise it up, and that brings the stalk out of the water. Still need to come up just a little bit. But there we go. Now we got the stalk in the air and the roots in the water. And as you can see, I've loosened this slip knot here that goes around the 2 main branches, the 2 main leaves that were there when the seed sprouted, so that I don't actually cut off any, you know, so that I don't dig into the stalk here at all. So hopefully this will dissolve a little bit as well, give it some micronutrients, and hopefully it's not too much ammonia for the plant. We shall see. This one still has a little bit of the micronutrients left, the pellet there, but it should be fine. Now, I have seen a lot of people talking about they can do a filterless, pumpless, you know, electric-free fish tank, which obviously is a planted tank, and the plants are able to absorb the amount of ammonia that the fish are giving off, and it's a nice little ecosystem where the plants are getting the nitrates from the fish. But I had a lot of trouble doing that, I believe, mainly because I just didn't have enough plants for the amount of ammonia load that I have here. I have a ton of fish in here, obviously giving off a ton of ammonia per week. So once I get a bunch of plants going outdoors, I will go back to attempting. I'll try out that rock wool. I did get the rock wool in the mail. I'm not going to use the rock wool just yet. I'm using the peat pellet, and that seems to be working great. So for right now, I am not going to be recycling the water back into the fish tanks just as of yet. Haven't really been able to remove enough of the ammonia from the water to put it back into the fish tank, but we'll get there eventually someday. Right now I'm just trying to get the outdoor organic squash growing with the aquaponics system, the hanging Kratky system that I came up with. So today I'm going to be doing as much of a water change out as I can. These are supposed to be, I believe, 25-gallon tanks. Now I've already taken out 2 gallons of water, so we're down to like 22 gallons. These are supposed to be 5-gallon totes. So I am gonna do a test this time, take out 2 of these and hopefully be able to fill it back up. Because as you can see, it's pretty full right now. I'd like to have it stay that way. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just take the service valve and put it into the tote. And I could put it out the window and just shoot it straight out the window, but I want to measure how much water I'm taking out and how much water I'm putting back in. So I'm going to go ahead and close the out valve and open up the service valve. And I'm going to remove 2 of these totes. So approximately I'm going to remove 10 gallons of water according to how big these are, and then I'm going to fill it back up with this water. all I'm going to do is just kind of scrub off the glass. And I did get a magnet for that, so I won't be using my hands for that, but I'm going to scrub off the glass and replace some of the water. So once the tank is full, all I got to do is just shut off the service valve and reopen the out valve. And I can hang this back up. On the clips. And I'll go ahead and dump this out the window. Don't have any plants to feed with this. I wish I did have a big garden to feed with this, because this is some great NPK. But I'm gonna go ahead and dump this out and fill up another one. So as you can see, this is definitely a learning experience for me. I grew my hydroponic tomatoes last year that came out really good. I got this fish tank and I've had this for about a year. My goldfish are doing pretty good, got some glowfish in there. But I do read my comments and people are saying, hey, don't rinse off your filters, don't do anything with your filters. Let the beneficial bacteria build up in there. And you know, I was told to do a quarter water change out once a week, but since I stopped cleaning the filters, this water's getting pretty nasty. So I think I may be doing more than a quarter water change out a week from here on out. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up this bucket. That should be about 10 gallons of water out this time. So this is the second tote that I've emptied out. And as you can see, it's about the level where my water starts spraying out, and you can see the water coming out. That's the outlet. Usually that's submerged underwater. So that's about 10 gallons out, which if this is a 50-gallon tank, that is about a quarter of the water. It doesn't make much sense to me. I don't think these are 5-gallon totes. That's what they say they are. But anyways, 2 of these takes it down to about where I want it, which is above halfway, at least for today. Next time, I plan on taking out quite a bit more water, doing a bigger water change out, because I just don't like looking at it looking this yellow. In one of my videos, somebody commented, don't use your hands to clean it, use one of the magnets. So this is what the little magnets work, how they work. You got scrubbies on the inside, and the magnet holds them together. So you just put one on the inside of the glass and one on the outside of the glass, and they hold each other together so that you don't have to put your hand into the fish tank, which is great, except I do still have to scrub off the bottom and I still have to scrub off the bubblers. So I mean, I'm gonna have to put my hand in there regardless, but I guess, you know, it is what it is. It's better than nothing, right? Most people have substrate, so maybe that's why. Maybe I don't need to clean the bottom. Okay, now that I've got the glass cleaned off, got the bubblers cleaned off, I'm going to go ahead and add some water back in, and hopefully I can fill it back up to the top with the one 25-gallon fish tank of water that I've got. I only took out 10 gallons of water, so this should work. But either way, I'm going to fill up this other one this time, and that way I have 2 of them so that I can remove a little bit more water, because I don't think we're getting enough out with a quarter water change out. But anyways, I got the service line in here, so I'll just close this inlet, the in valve, and open up the service valve. One thing that I've noticed is that the fish are kind of swimming sideways. It's hard to explain. They usually swim like this, and now they're kind of swimming like this on an angle. And I'm not too sure what that's about, but That's neither here nor there, I'm sure. But if anybody knows if there's a reason for that, let me know if there's something I can do to fix them so that they're not swimming on their sides. They used to swim upright, now they swim on their sides. But anyway, water level is getting about to the top. The tank in the back is about 3/4 the way empty. So hopefully I'll have enough water here to fill this up. The trick to filling the tank up is that you want to make sure that you don't overflow it. So you got to keep an eye on how high it is. And at the same time, you don't want to suck in any air into your intake line. So as you can see, the water level's all the way down to here. The hose is still in the water. It's not sucking in any air yet, but it's getting real close. So I have to shut it off before it sucks in any air from here. And I also have to shut it off before it overflows. So basically I'm just kind of waiting on this to get as low as it can get. Oh, and it's sucking in air, so I gotta shut that off and open this valve back up. Didn't mean to suck in any air, but it's what it is. And that's pretty close to full, so apparently these are only 10-gallon tanks, or else that tote is more than 5. Well, the last thing that I have to do is just add some water to the tanks. Got my hose in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and attach that hose to the sink and turn the water on, and I'm gonna fill up both of the fish tanks there. So I'll have plenty of water to do a little bit more of a water change out next time. But appreciate everybody watching, following along with me on my aquaponics journey. Just to recap, we got the baby squash going outdoors, and it's a couple weeks old now. It's doing pretty good. And we've just done a quarter water change out. So, yep. And just to remind you, I do have a maintenance schedule which I'm trying to follow along with. I know people may disagree with this maintenance schedule, but gonna run a test and see if the directions don't work. So for the monthly, we got the mechanical foam, which I don't have any mechanical foam. We got the rinse, the Biomax, and this is the Biomax. I rinsed that a couple of weeks ago. Got the carbon pad, replaced that once a month. I replaced that a couple of weeks ago. And clean the canister, the inside of that. And then every 3 months, gotta check the impeller, check the motor seal ring, intake stem, check and clean the biofoam. So that'll be a couple of weeks from now, or a couple of months. And if you are trying to take care of your flue ball pump the best way that you can, keep it under warranty and all that stuff, you want to follow these directions. So you might want to just get a log book, a little notebook, and write down what dates you did everything, because it can get confusing. Because some stuff, you know, you're going to be doing, like rinsing the Biomax, you'll be doing it this month and this month. So, you know, on the 3rd month, you're pretty much going to be doing all this stuff and all this stuff as well. And then every 6 months, you got the ribbed hosing, check and clean that. Replace the biofoam, and replace half quantity of the Biomax. And then yearly you have the replacement of the magnetic impeller and the motor seal ring. So at 6 months, you're going to be doing all of this stuff, and all of this stuff, and all of this stuff. And on the year, you'll be doing these, this, and this. But basically, this is just once a month. And I just did that a couple couple of weeks ago. I did this a couple of weeks ago. So we got about 3 months for this, a couple more months for, or a couple more weeks for these to be done again. So it can get confusing. Just write down a little log book so that you remember what you're doing when you're supposed to do it. And I appreciate all you guys watching. Please subscribe to my channel. So I got the garden hose hooked up to the sink, and that way I don't have to carry these tanks downstairs and fill them up. I'm going to fill up both of these tanks this week. And these reserve tanks I use because I'm doing organic food. I don't want to use any chemicals, no chlorine cleaners. So if you're using tap water, it's usually got some chlorine in it, and the fish don't like that, so you can just let it sit out for a week, and this will remove the chlorine. If you have any questions about the Kratky system that I'm doing, feel free to ask. I'm not using any cups, no mesh cups, no clay pellets, just hanging the plant, letting the roots sit in the water. And if you have any suggestions or just any kind of comments that you'd like to make, I read all those comments. If you want to put the name of your YouTube channel in there or anything like that into the comments section, you know, you want me to subscribe to you, check out your videos, I'd love to subscribe to any other people that are interested in this kind of stuff, aquaponics. It's a really great thing to learn as the prices of food are going up. This system is practically free. I can grow food for free, you know, from the seed. So it's really easy. I don't water my plants at all. No lights, no bubblers on my plants, nothing, just growing them completely free. So again, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great day.